Alright guys, welcome to a Destruction AllStars tier list video. So, disclaimer, this isn't some like meta, like these are, you know, the best characters. This is the official tier list. No. This is just after playing all week and kind of my personal, I guess, feedback on where each player is. I feel like pretty good. I only got, what, 4 in the S class. But anyway, I made this little chart here in freaking Adobe. So let's get into it. Ultimo. Hello? There we go. Ultimo Barricado. All right. We are giving him A. Throwing him right there. Okay? Pop. So when he's on foot, all right, he's pretty much immune with his breaker. Like, you can run him over, it doesn't phase him. And with his vehicle, basically the shield comes up, blocks all damage, and like even Naruto boy Jean, or whatever his name is, Jean. Anyway, when you freaking put that up, like, you can plow through his spikes, no problem. So I'm gonna give him a solid A. I feel like versus some of the other, you know, characters and some of their OP breakers, he's a solid A. All right, let's get into one of my favorites, Lupita. Yes. Now, she is just, her vehicle is not that strong. All right, it gets taken out pretty quickly, but the fire that she lays down is so freaking OP. I mean, it's not OP, but like, if you can like time it right and kind of loop around and swoop down and just light people on fire, you can do a lot of damage to pretty much everybody who runs through it, and it just ticks like 10 damage every, I don't know what, 2-3 seconds. I don't know what it is. It's pretty darn good. So a lot of you might not agree with this, but she's an S rank in my eyes. Now, she's not like Ratu or anything, like just has insane blast damage. It just wrecks everybody. But the fact that she has this hot rod and it's fast, you can just loop around and stay out and come in and swoop through and ignite the arena, plow somebody in the meantime, come up and kind of circle around and do that. And then while you're on foot, if you're like me and you like setting those little circular traps that come up, you can run around and set fire while you do that. And it's just like, they hit that and then they also get in the fire, and it's just like, it's just a win-win. Like, she's really good at just setting fire. So we're gonna leave her in the frickin' S class, brother. All right, frickin' Blue Fang. You know, everybody uses him online. The Shredder, frickin' ridiculous. So if his character breaker is active, I believe you can't knock him down. He's just kind of, whether he's barging or not, he's just like a beast. So when you use his vehicle breaker, anything that touches those frickin' blades just gets shred up, disintegrated by see you later. And it's pretty wide, and even without the breaker, that thing rams hard, man, and it's kind of hard to take his vehicle down. It's a huge just beast. But help. Anyway, this guy is going right up there in the S class because he's just a beast. Like, you can turn that thing on, yeah, you slow down, you can't keep your speed and plow through the arena, but if you can time it right when there's a group of people, just shred them all up. He's OP. Let's just leave it at that. Like I said, even without, you can ram people with those blades even when they're not active, and just, thing's a tank. All right, I wanted to like this guy, freaking Fuego. He's going in the B. He's going in the B. I don't know if it's just like broken, but I feel like when I hit people, they just don't light on fire. And it says that anybody that, I guess, gets rammed gets lit on fire. And I feel like I've really nailed some people and they're not on fire. And while you're on foot with him, he drops pools of fire as well. Kind of good. I feel like Lupita's is just way better with the fire. I don't know, man. I feel like there were some challenges with him, and I kept using him. It took me forever to get him. I just feel like the cars weren't like igniting like they supposed to do. I don't know, man. It's freaking, I don't know. So he's going to the B. He's pretty good at ramming, I guess. Like, his vehicle lasts a little longer than most, but he's just a medium. Give him a medium. Ratu. You guys know she's OP. Freaking ridiculous. Right up there in the S. There's just, you can't. You freaking ram. If you get like one solid ram and wreck somebody, you fill up her meter immediately, and then just kind of circle out and wait for a good group of people, and just done. You freaking light them all up. You get huge point banks, and you just plow ahead of the competition, man. Like it's a beast. And then even her when she's on foot, it kind of sends out a blast as well. So if like somebody's coming up, you just kind of and blow them away. Like she's just a beast. Like she's insane. If you haven't used her yet, go use her. She's just crazy. Now I have played matches where I just had bad luck and I tried ramming people and I got hit from the side, or I like literally went the full 6-minute match without getting her vehicle breaker once, and I got the vehicle like 3 or 4 times and I just kept getting destroyed. So you know, you can definitely have bad games and not get it, but if you can manage to pull that thing off, it's just insane. I think I've seen somebody get like over 300 points. It was like, I don't know, 3,000 damage. It was just nuts. It's too much. She's OP. Twinkle Riot. Where do we put her? Put her in the B. Sorry, I had to look at my cheat sheet. Put her in the B. I played her a lot. I wanted to like her. So if you're playing like Stockpile, her on-foot breaker is she can just barge. As soon as you barge, bam, another barge. So you can just keep knocking people over. So if you're like trying to defend your platform so people can't like bank in the coins, you can just keep throwing them off as soon as they get at the top. Or you can just annoy people and chase them around the map and just knock them down as soon as they get up. That's kind of fun. But the freaking, was it Mr. Sprinkles? Mr. Sparkles? Mr. Sparkles. I don't know. I feel like sometimes, like there's like a cat head on the back. There's 3 of them. I guess once you get the 3rd, that's kind of like your biggest bumper boost, whatever you want to call it. And it's supposed to kind of repel people when you crash into them. I feel like it doesn't always work like it's supposed to. Like I've seen videos online of people like hitting people and they fly across the map. I'm like, dude, I can never get that to happen. And like I've had people like, you know, kind of shoot away a good distance, but her vehicle turns just freaking do circles around people, but it doesn't last very long. When you get one solid hit, you're done. And that's why I put them in the B, because I just feel like even when you do have the bumpers and you're really like plowing through like full speed with a little, you know, right stick boost to like smash into people, you're just not doing a lot of damage. I don't know. I just, B for me. All right, Harmony. I really like Harmony. I didn't at first. I played with her a bit. I liked her. She's going in the A. A solid A for me. So when she's on foot, she kind of like plays like this boombox that like kind of sends out waves and like hits people, I think. I don't really use her on foot too much unless I'm like just happen to be running. But her vehicle, now it doesn't do a lot of damage, okay? But it blasts people away. If you're like, if you got people next to you, hit it, they just, they're gone. It's like a little force field. It pushes everybody away. And it does do damage. It doesn't do a lot of damage. But it refills the fastest. I'm pretty sure it's the fastest of anybody's breaker ability. It just fills up like super fast. And then just bam, use it again. Kind of circle around. Bam. And you can kind of like spam it and run around. And her vehicle's pretty tanky, so it can take some hits. But I really like playing with her. She's solid. I didn't like it at first. I kind of like figured out how she works. She's good, just because you can keep spamming that and just keep blowing people away and blow them away. And you know, if you blow them away and they kind of skid sideways, you know how it is. If you kind of get hit or you get pushed and you kind of got to turn around, your car kind of comes to a stop for a bit before you can kind of get motion and going again. And if you can blast them and then come up and hit them while they're kind of recovering, dude, it's game over. She's good. She's so close to being S tier for me. So close. All right, Muna. Muna's going into A for me. So while she's on foot, same thing with her vehicle. She kind of attracts like scrap that is falling off the vehicles, and she lays traps in the wake. Now her vehicle, start ramming into people, it's like a magnet. All those scraps kind of cling on. Now, I've noticed that if you get hit while you have scrap, it knocks it all off. I don't know if it's every time. I know like the first time you use her, like everything stay. I don't know if I got like max shield. Like I haven't used her enough to really, I guess, know, but I think when you get like the max shield, it kind of stays there until the breaker, you know, kind of falls off. But the thing's already pretty tanky, right? And then you start getting all those scraps on there and you start just ramming people. Dude, you do so much damage. You just plow through people. Like you got You already have this like tank vehicle, and then you just cover it with scrap metal, and it's just a freaking, it's just a wrecking ball. Freaking, it's pretty darn good. So A rank for me, close to S again, but she's pretty solid, man. Pretty solid. And it's not too hard. I think I've tried like going around and collecting scrap that was already on the floor, and I'm pretty sure that doesn't work. I'm pretty sure you have to hit somebody to get the scrap. You can't just like drive through. Like if a whole bunch of cars just crash, you can't just roll through and pick up the scrap. I'm pretty sure that doesn't work. But yeah. All right, next on the list, Genesis. I used her a lot because there was a lot of challenge and stuff. I don't like her. C. Frickin' C. So when she's on foot, her breaker gives her like super speed. She's got those little like weird little rocket freaking feet. I don't even know what they are. She just, I feel like, okay, so her vehicle gives like that super speed, and it says it does like high damage when you hit somebody. Problem is, you gotta build up that speed and get that momentum, and there's not a lot of maneuverability with her. So if you kind of like bank around the corner, like the turns, and then you come down and try to just plow through the arena, you kind of just go straight and hope that you hit somebody. And I feel like when I do hit people at full speed, it like very rarely does it wreck them and KO them. I'm like, dude, if I'm doing like 40-50 mile an hour faster than these other goons, I should be just wrecking through them like a freaking meteor orbit. I don't know, I can't do a lot of damage with her, and I don't know, I just feel like it's just hard to maneuver that. Like if I had more control and I could really like come in and kind of like swerve a little bit and get them, but as soon as you lose momentum, I feel like you do even less damage. Like I don't know. C for me. I'm not feeling Genesis. Yeah. All right, Shift. Get in the bin, Shift. Frickin' D. I just feel like his ability is useless. Like he goes invisible, and it keeps him off the radar of the only other player that has radar. Or there's the two, Angelo and freaking Xander. Not a big deal, honestly, because they're not really threats. And you can see him. You can see his vehicle when it's invisible. And he doesn't get, like, his vehicle's not really tanky. So when you're going around, like, trying to sneak up on people, like, unless you're head on just going to plow into them, that's really the only use for it. And even then, you can't really plow into the trucks head on because you're going to take damage. I just feel like I was playing like 30 minutes ago, and I saw him coming over, and I kind of hooked long and just bam, and I KO'd him while he was invisible. And I was like, yeah, so much for being invisible. You can clearly see the car, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like if they gave him like a damage boost, maybe, but for right now, being invisible in a game where you're just kind of like, you can't really, you know, and especially when you're playing online with like the latency, you think you're gonna hit somebody and then you don't because they kind of just out of the way sometimes. It's like, all right, cool, but I just feel like being invisible in this game doesn't really matter. Honestly, that's just my thoughts on it. I just feel like he's a weak character. All right, Box Top, man, I wanted to like this guy. He's kind of like, he's a goofy, skinny, freaking white dude like me, and he spins his head. Reminds me of frickin' Plank from frickin' Ed, Edd n Eddy. I wanted to like him, but I can't, I don't know. I can't win with him. I just feel like the drones that his vehicle drops don't do a lot of damage. I don't know, like, the timing. Like, I've seen, like, very rarely have I actually seen the drones attack, and I feel like it doesn't do that much damage, and I feel like it's kind of pointless. I mean, his on-foot breaker is pretty good because they'll leave little dingleberries around for you to explode on, but his vehicle is pretty weak, and you have to really, I feel like you really have to ram them to get the drones placed. Like, you can't just kind of like tap them. Like, you have to bow, like get them in there, and like, and those little drones go. But I feel like it's like beep, and it like hovers around them. Beep. It's like 10 damage. Like, what is that gonna do? I don't know. I feel like his drones need a little buff, because either make the drones every time you anybody that touches you when your breaker is active, attach drones, or buff the drones so they do a little more damage. Maybe he'll be a little better. I know they're talking about kind of going through and doing balance changes and stuff as this game gets, you know, has a longer shelf life, all that stuff. But yeah, C for me. All right, this is my girl Hannah right here. Freaking sword blade, freaking annihilation. It's just ridiculous. I wanted to put her in S. I'm putting her in A, only because I don't know if it just needs to be fixed, but I feel like sometimes I ram people head on and the blade doesn't always cut through them like it's supposed to. But basically, if she's on foot and you activate your breaker, anybody you barge is getting the KO. Like, it's instant. She's got like these purple like rings around her. You hear like a sword, whooshing, kills them. So that's useful. And then her vehicle gets that blade on the front, and I think the trophy is like slice 2 cars at one time. But yeah, if you can line them up, you can slice 2, 3 cars at a time, and it's instant KO. Like, it slices them in half. Like, they're done. Like, they've got no shot. But I've also, like I said, I've rammed people with the blade out, and it kind of just rammed into them and didn't do anything. I'm like, sus. Like, what's happening? So maybe if they fix that, she'll be S tier, where you just like plow through the center and everybody you touch, bow, bow, just cut. But it refills pretty fast too. So, and her car lasts a lot longer than most of them. So she's pretty darn good. I win a lot of matches with her. She's good. If you haven't played her, freaking go play her, man. All right, Angelo. What do you guys think about him? I think he sucks. I think he's horrible. I hate him. I don't like him. I just, boop, D. Freaking D. Down there with shift. It says like what is it? Like the flashier his move, the cooler Angelo's moves, the more flashbulbs go off. I've never noticed any flashbulbs going off behind me. I don't know if you gotta freaking do emotes and kind of like dance to get him to like, I don't know, the cooler his moves. I don't know how that works. I really don't. If you guys know, let me know. I just feel like any time I see somebody play him, I never see these flashbulbs going off. And then he targets somebody and it's higher speed and damage. The problem is you have to chase them down. And I've noticed if you hit somebody, it comes back and then you have to activate the breaker again and go after somebody. I kind of wish it would stay on somebody until you killed them, but I always feel like it doesn't do any more damage. And I feel like his vehicle just doesn't do a lot of wreck damage. I don't know what it is, and I don't notice any higher speed when I lock onto somebody. And then the people that you do lock onto, they just jump up on the platforms and they'll go collect shards, and then it's like you can't do anything. You can't get to them, and then if you can't change it, you're screwed. So you just ruined your vehicle breaker. Like, all somebody has to do is jump on the platforms and get away. That's it. Like, that's why he's down there in the D. I just feel like he doesn't do a lot of damage, and it's so easy to avoid. You can just go collect some shards, get the 2 times point score, and then come down, and it's done. Freaking horrible. All right, our last S tier member, John. How do you say it? I don't freaking know. But anyway, he's pretty darn good. A lot of people use him online. I didn't really use him at first, and I started seeing people get like insane scores. So I'm like, all right, let's try this out. So this guy drops little like I guess like little explosions, little mines that will knock opponents down on foot, and then does damage to vehicles. So that's a plus if you run into him. It's not a lot, but it does damage. And then he's got the little porcupine car, little spikes come out, little like purple and blue. I like those colors, pretty sweet. I don't think a lot of people know how to use them properly. Wait until you got cars next to you or you're about to hit a car and activate the spikes. If you look, as soon as you activate the breaker, they come out pretty far, and then they come back in and they only stay out like that much. So that first initial burst, if you have cars next to you and you hit them with that burst, done. Annihilation. Like, they're instantly done. Like, it's just instant KO. And then you can use the spikes to ram to get a little more extra damage, and it helps with defense. And the only one that can plow through him is Ultimo. So keep that in mind. But if you haven't done that with the spikes, definitely get next to at least one person, activate it, and it's more powerful than just, because I was activating it and then I was just going and like chasing and wrecking people. but you know, like I said, it does the extra damage. But when you activate that next to somebody, that's when it kills people. So I feel like that's a lot of people don't know that and are kind of misusing him. Definitely try that out. You'll see what I mean when you do his breaker. They go shh, and then they come and like retract back in. Freaking good, man. He's a good player. He's a solid. He'll probably get nerfed. All 4 of these are probably gonna get nerfed at one point. They're gonna balance it some. All right, Xander. Freaking Xander. Not a fan. Not a fan of him. He's going in the sea. Bloop. So, what is his does? He drops a trail of deadly hazards. Oh yeah, he's got the X-ray vision, which I could see for like if they added maps, kind of like Twisted Metal maps or something like crazier, and not just these same arenas that have very little variance to them. I could see that being useful. But most of these maps, you can pretty much see everything from every end of the map. So I feel like the X-ray has no purpose. Like, what? I don't need that. And then his vehicle is the same thing as Angelo. Like, it targets somebody, and what does it do? It freaking does more damage to target, and you gain rewards when the target's taken down. I've tried to use him. I've tried to take down opponents. I can't wreck anybody with him. Like, he just doesn't do a lot of damage. Like, I feel like it's, oh yeah, do more damage. I can't. And that's the same thing. Like, if somebody wants to jump on the platforms and go collect shards for a couple seconds, you can't get them. You can't get them in the vehicle to get your reward. But I don't know what these extra rewards are. Do you get a little HP boost to your car? Do you gain some HP back? Do you get a point? Is it a point bonus? Like, what are these rewards? I don't know. I've tried to use them. I can't freaking, you know, sometimes I feel like it targets people across the map, and it's like, well, cool. I don't know. He should have been in D. I'll leave him in C just because he drops little dingleberries for people to hazards. I don't know. All right. Last but not least, Sergeant Rescue, old Smokey boy. He, where'd I put him? Freaking B? Yeah, he's going to B. So, his breaker is just annoying. It doesn't do any extra damage. Now, he's got pretty much like a semi-truck. It's like a mini, like, oil tanker, freaking whatever you want to call it. But, it's pretty powerful. Alright, it does good damage. It's slow, but it does good damage, and it lasts a long time because it's a freaking tank. You can smoke out people, you can hit multiple people at once. But, I mean, yeah, when you get smoked by him and you're playing, it's annoying, you can't see. But I don't feel like it gives any real advantage. Because I feel like people are still just full throttle trying to get away and either using their side swiper forward to get out as soon as they get smoked so they don't get hit. I just feel like maybe if the smoke did a little bit of damage, kind of like the fire does or something, maybe that would make him a little better. Because you have to hit them in order to get the smoke. But as of right now, just being a slow tank that can do damage, like, he's good. But he could be better. You know what I mean? Make the smoke have some kind of like poison cloud damage tick that goes off. Because it only lasts for like, I don't know, maybe 5 to 8 seconds maybe when you smoke somebody. That could be the same as like Box Top's drones, you know, or the fire. Just have it tick 10 damage every second. It wouldn't even kill most of these people. I just feel like he needs more. But anyway, guys, that's my tier list. Let me know what you think. Like I said, this is my personal, you know, kind of how I feel about the characters. I literally played the game for like, I don't know, 40 hours last week. Kind of got a good feel for everybody. This is kind of what I came down to. I feel like these 8 characters are pretty darn good. And then, you know, everybody's going to agree to disagree. Some people are going to agree, some people are going to disagree. So, well, this, you know, obviously if you play a character more, you'll get better with them. Any of these characters you can win matches with. They are going to do balance changes, you know, all that stuff, add new characters. Hopefully they add more variants to the maps, because I feel like 3 maps with 3 little variants that are pretty darn close to each other, it's boring. I get it's trying to be like a competitive, you know, esports game, but even if you don't do that, have like the online mayhem competitions, and then have some like old school like Twisted Metal style maps that we can do, and have like a big, you know, I don't know. But anyway, that's the tier list. Just what I find. That's just where I would rank people. I'm sure everybody's gonna have, you know, different thoughts, obviously. But as of right now, at least these three. I know a lot of people probably don't feel Lupita should be up in the S. She's probably an A for them. But these three, Blue Fang, what's her freak, Ratu, and Jean, they're OP. You can pretty much win every match with them online. But anyway, guys, check out my other videos. Subscribe if you're new. Let me know what you would change, I guess, because I know people are gonna change some stuff. But I will see you guys on the next one.